Before we go through the conversation of today, let us quickly watch this video. Ladipo market has been taken over by the Mushin local government. As if that is not enough, the current chairman, which is Chief Chukwuma, was arrested, then flown to Abuja with others. I guess he was flown to Abuja to meet with the likes of MC Oloja. Now, reading through the comments in this statement, the level of bigotry is unbelievable. Now, I guess this is an Igbo guy, or should I say, I don't think it's a Yoruba guy. He said tribalism will hand Yoruba people life and hatred. We are fighting for the land because it has developed now. When it was a lagoon, why don't you develop it? And the response that this guy would give at the end of the day was, ask your fathers, brothers and sisters to go and develop. Sadness is, why such hate? Now look at it. They said, this, just read the whole issue. This man get mind and he's going to jail, nothing will stop it. Why is there so much? Why is there so much bigotry in this issue? Chibuke said the abuse of federal power is sweet now. Hope it goes sweet now where another person entered that seat. The truth, Tinubu will never be there forever. Like, look at this one. They never knew anything. The game is the game. Lagos State is a Yoruba land. I dropped a video discussing about how the Olojas, the APCs have been planning on how to take over all Igbo-led markets in Lagos sometimes last week. Go into the description to pick up that link and watch that video. Now, it is no more a secret that the APC, they are using Olojas, they are using the Tinubu influence, right? Pushing serious bigotry against the Igbos. They are saying that the Igbos are doing everything possible to take over the Yoruba land. So therefore, they are riling up sentiment using the ballets, using the chiefs. Just yesterday, the current chairman of Ladipo market in Mushin was arrested by Mushin local government chairman. Right? The chairman of that market, one Mr. Chukwuma, was arrested. He wasn't just arrested, he has now been flown. He has been flown to Abuja. You know what will happen to him in Abuja? Serious lessons he's going to learn. The Yorubas are saying that they will no longer have it, that the Igbos are the one calling the shot. And you can see from the video that I posted a statement that was led by one Yoruba guy. And in that comment section, you can see a lot of comments supporting him, telling the Igbos, you are the one that need us. Telling the Igbos that Yorubas are your hosts. So therefore, you need your hosts more than they need you. You cannot come to a Yoruba land, in this place they are saying in Lagos, that you cannot come down here and be insulting us. You'll be saying words like, we have bought your land, so therefore you can decide to chase you away from it. I mean, they said the Yorubas are claiming, because they are claiming every right that, after all, we let you in because we were welcoming, because we are liberal. So you do not just all of a sudden begin to change and start, spewing such words, such denigrating words that the Yorubas are nobody anymore in their land, and they right now would do everything using every political power to take up that land. For me, as a Yoruba man, I do not buy into this ideology. I do not buy into this ideology. This hate all started just before the election, right? It all started just before the election. And to be fair, there were some instances where I've seen some Igbos issue such words like, "I bought this place, I can," and I don't think, if you as a host or as a landowner decide to sell your property to a buyer, you go into an agreement, you receive the money, you got paid fully, you signed off that contract, you have no any rights on that land anymore. But that is not the case. We have seen whereby some people who call themselves Omonile, right, would still want to lay claims to that property right in perpetuity, stating that anytime you want to drop your market, I've seen it whereby these guys who are usually Agbero, right, they will they speak Yoruba fluently, so you might think they are Yorubas, but I want to believe majority of them are Yorubas. Now, they will stay around your business. They will say that they're going to tax you, which of course is an illegal form of taxation. Anytime you are offloading your container, they come, they tell you this is our land, you go pay us. So for every container you want to drop, they might ask you, this container, if it is a 30 feet container, you drop 100,000. If it's a 20 feet container, you drop 50,000. And they do that with all manner of authority. And these were the issues that gave birth to that statement from the buyers, stating that I have bought this place now. Have I not? I have bought this property. So why are you now disturbing? If anybody wants to ask for funds from you, I believe it should be the government, right? I believe it should be people of the authority who are well dressed in uniform. I can see that these guys are working for the government, not you non-entities, you charlatans who have no source. I don't know where you are from. I mean, you need to see these guys in their multitude. Sometimes they can just invade your business. They can get up to like 20 of, and they ask you, pay us for no reason. You might just have your property and you decide to, let me say, you just want to have some section rebuilt, like you want to refurbish it. Maybe you want to change it from a 3-bedroom. You bought this place, you bought it from a 3-bedroom, and you want to convert it to, let's say, an open space warehouse. And then you just see them invade your property and tell you this land is our father's land. We will be paid. It doesn't concern us if you have paid for that what's it called, for the property that you just bought. It doesn't concern. But as long as you want to refurbish, so these were the issues. These were the instances that gave birth to such words from the people, because it was a reactionary statement. It was a reactionary statement. They got pushed, they got frustrated, they got provoked. I don't think the Igbos will just all of a sudden start, start ditching such provocative words, because they have experienced what we call pogrom. They have experienced what we call massacre. I think it's only a fool that would go through such horrible experience and will just turn around maybe 50 years later and want to go through that route, because they know they are always the minority. The Igbos understand that in Lagos State, they know that it is not their land, but they feel as a part owner, right? They feel as a part owner. In the comment section, you will see where they are telling the Igbos that, who told you to leave your fatherland to come to another person's father to develop it? And go back home to your own southeast and develop it. I think this is a call to action for the Igbos to react. Just in the olden days, when the Igbos came together after the war, right? When the federal government ditched them, they contributed to build an airport in Imo State, right? I think the Igbos need to also react. The reason why the Africans, I want to use this quick story. The reason why the Africans are not respected amongst community of nations globally, because African leaders have not been able to build their own homeland. Most especially the sub-Saharan African countries. To some extent, the northern African countries are respected, sort of, yes. But look at the sub-Saharan African countries. You see just one country, maybe like a Singapore, will gather all the 57 presidents of Africa, and they will now be begging for loans. You know the reason why they are begging for loans? Because they have failed to develop themselves. Nobody respects anybody, any human who fails to develop his own home and then shows that capacity to build outside. No. You must have your own home intact. It's a call to action for the Igbos. I think they should take it as more or less as a reminder that enough is enough. While we are seeking for Biafra, we must first and foremost seek for an economic Biafra. We must first and foremost do everything to reinvest back home. Okay? Because for me, this bygone trip amongst some set of Yorubas who live in Lagos State against the Igbos, for me, I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I mean, for the next 4 years, while the president is there. Okay? Because the wife of the president issued a statement that still always echo in my head. That video, let us watch it together. Yes, welcome back. You can see in this video, Remi Tinubu came out categorically to say that the Igbos are now becoming a menace. She said that the Igbos have been allowed and now they are planning to invade. Nobody had what the level of education amongst my people now. I mean, it just breaks my heart. These people do not at gunpoint buy your properties. These people do not at gunpoint chase you out of business. These people, the Igbos, do not at gunpoint dominate your market. They match this market, maybe most of the time empty or underdeveloped. They bring in their cash. I mean, I've seen so many arguments. They say that the Igbos have this undue advantage because they engage in illicit business like drug dealing. Why don't you go and also engage in such? If you know you want to outcompete them, why don't you engage in such? The point is, the Yorubas are also business savvy, but our forte from decades has always been in craftsmanship, in skills, and then in administrative duties. The Yorubas are highly skilled when it comes to iron smelting, fabrication, welding, sculpture. These are their skills, farming. And these are high-level skills. The Igbos are just people who just want to trade. The Igbos are people who just want to import and resell. That's just their own mentality when it comes to business. Majority of Igbos, the goal is to become a major trader, Sefini. The Yorubas always think about, okay, let me have this ability to create this. Let me have this ability to repair this. You see the mechanics. But now that the Yorubas have lost all that glory, right? They are hungry for nothing, pissed off, then want to pass the aggression to your neighbors, because those ones are now reactionary. They will want to, for whatever reason, try to recall that tribal wars. The Igbos need to have a rethink. They have to go home and also develop their place. Because for as long as I'm concerned, I do not see this hate stopping anytime soon. I don't. I go out there, sometimes I'm going to Lagos Island. This hate from the host, which are the Yorubas, is more or less like it's even becoming more emboldened. Like they're even getting more aggressive. The level of confidence in which they just talk down on these guys right now is unbelievable. And as at 2-3 years ago, it wasn't like this. It was the election that brought this up. Right? And I don't think anybody is ready to apologize to anyone. I don't think the Igbos are ready to say that, okay, sorry, Mona no verse. So yes, the election we said something. And I don't think the Yorubas are saying that, okay, we can now work in peace. No. Because the president and even the state government, I don't see them doing everything to build that fabric of unity, social cohesion amongst the people. They are ready to use that division for their own advantage. They are threatening the people, scaring them away. But for me, I think the serious problem are not the Igbos. There are some people that will see massive influx. If you look at the Igbos, there's a lot of revenue generated from their business. But as the government and these so-called Omoniles and Igbos, have they asked themselves the questions? Those Fulanis that flocks into Lagos, how much revenue are they generating for those ones? Those ones riding keke, riding Okada. You don't see them challenge them anyhow. If you ask them, they'll tell you that, well, those ones, they don't come and tell you that, after all, now we buy our property. And let me tell you, the Igbos already feel like a family. And it is when you are close to each other, you guys can glide around each other. You won't ever see the Igbos just wake up all of a sudden and say they want to start fighting. The worst they would do is just get out. Maybe me buy her. That's the worst. But look at those guys who are riding bikes. I have seen how those ones would displace a motorcycle park. Those aboki. Hit one of them, you see like 300 of them bringing out all manners of weapons ready to fight back. Sometimes last year, something happened around, Oluwole, which is at that Wemco Road. They attacked that estate in the middle of the night, and I think they unalived one guy. What was it? What was the issue? Was because those boys who were collecting tariff from them extorted the aboki around 7, and they took it to heart that they were going to attack that estate, and they went into that estate unalive and innocent Yoruba boy. I don't think you will ever find an Igbo man that the Omonile will go to him, give me money, and maybe some hours later they'll say they want to go unalive. No, because they feel as a member of the family. They take ownership like this Lagos, we go build them together. Now we get them. God forbid if anything happens today, the numbers of the Fulanis, bandits that have flocked into Lagos, will the host not require the assistance of the Igbos to fight back? Well, for now, my advice is let everybody develop his fatherland, because this biography for me, I don't see it stopping anytime soon. Thank you.